buried yourself in such. For some reason, I always get these challenges that are tough, but I always find a way to fight and figure out what I'm gonna do, and I always push through. When you focus on yourself and things are happening, if you're a high achiever, you're just gonna see it as, okay, I'm handling this right now. Then you move and you become better and stronger. Whatever I do, like if it's the simplest thing, it's gonna be complicated for me, but at the end, the result is good. I always like some stress, but then every time, 2 years after that, I will make it on such a little thing, but at the moment, you don't feel it. For some reason, I always get. Woo! Good morning, dreamers. Rise and shine. Another blessed and grateful day. Is it Friday already? TGIF. The growth includes Friday, February 16th. I pray all of you have had an amazing morning so far. I'm sending blessings and joy to all of you. And today's topic, I think it's a good one. I think it's pretty universal right now. It's going to be talking about dealing with life's challenges and how to maybe overcome some obstacles that you might be experiencing in life. And I know even for me, this was a huge training. I've actually taken 3 amazing stories. For those of you that have never actually seen this book, Chicken Soup for the Soul, this is one of the greatest books ever written by 2, honestly, incredible souls, Jack Canfield and Mark Victor Hansen, one of the most best-selling books ever written. And it's honestly about a bunch of stories to really give us perspective to see that at the end of the day, most of the time, whatever we're experiencing, somebody's already went through in a book and wrote about it. So I'm excited. I think you guys are really going to love these 3 stories. I can't wait to share them with you. And shout out to everybody in Budapest, right? This weekend is a huge weekend. New product announcements, new amazing things are here and on the way. So it's a powerful time to be alive. So with no further ado, let's go ahead and get live on IG and let me know what is a couple pieces of gratitude that everybody's grateful for coming into today. And let's go ahead and get started. Dealing with life's challenges and overcoming obstacles. Love it. Awesome. IG is here. It's so good to see you, fam. Love it. Happy Friday. I'm so grateful to be alive. I'm so thankful for God. So glad to be on here with each and every single one of you, fam. I'm excited for today. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to learn, to grow, to get 1% better. And I'm grateful for the lessons because I know all the lessons are allowing us to go ahead and become who it is that we are growing into. My man. Oh, is that the man, the myth, the legend? Let's go. It's good to see you, champ. Love it. Nika in the building. What's going on? Deanne, it's good to see you, fam. Uh-oh, Casper, I see you. Deanne, good morning. Awesome. So, fam, today I've got a really cool topic. This is actually 3 amazing stories that I really think is going to put life into perspective. So if you've never read this book, I'm going to give you a sneak peek, but check this out. 3 stories, and let me know what you think getting out of these, right? Dealing with perspective, dealing with challenges. So check this out. You ready? Here's number 1. And he talks about risking, okay? Let's go. So there, imagine this. There's 2 seeds, right? There's 2 seeds that's laying in fertile soil. Here's what the first seed says. Now think about how many people we might know in our life after you hear number 1. You ready? The first seed says, I want to grow. I want to send my roots deep into the soil beneath me and thrust my sprouts through the earth's crust above me. I want to unfurl my tender buds like banners to announce the arrival of spring. I want to feel the warmth of the sun on my face and the blessing of the morning dew on my petals. And so she grew, right? That's seed number 1. Seed number 1 is positive. Seed number 1 is optimistic. Seed number 1 has faith. Seed number 1 is excited to go out into the unknown, right? Drop a 2 down below. If we know some individuals inside of our life that are bold, that are an optimist, that see the cup half full, right? I got a couple champions right here on the live that I know absolutely are just like that. Jorge, definitely. Nika, Deanne, without a doubt. You guys are all seed number 1. Now, here's seed number 2, okay? Let me know if you guys know somebody who's like seed number 2. Johnny, let's go. Seed number 2 says, I'm afraid if I send my roots into the ground below, I don't know what I will encounter in the dark. If I push my way through the hard soil above me, I may damage my delicate sprouts. What if I let my buds open and a snail tries to eat them? And if I were to open up my blossoms and a small child may pull me out from the ground? Now, it's much better for me to just stay here and be safe. And so she waited. And here's what ends up happening. A yard hen scratching around in the early spring, grounding for food, end up finding the waiting seed and promptly ate it. So the moral of the story is those who refuse to risk and grow get swallowed up by life. So I want to ask everybody the question. Would you rather be seed number 1 or would you rather be seed number 2? Drop it down below. Would you rather be a 1 or a 2? I can relate because I've definitely been both. I've been optimistic, right? And I've also had times where I've been a little bit scared. I was afraid to go into the unknown. I was afraid to go out and sprout because somebody might pull me from what I know. Fran, it's great to see you. Let's go. So this is real big topics right here. Mr. Mike Jacobs, what's going on, champ? It's great to see you. Love it. So we all have this opportunity. I want you guys to think about it right now. We are that seed. And coming into 2024, I can tell you there is going to be things that's unknown. There is going to be things that might seem scary. There's going to be times where it's going to seem like there's no light. But realize just like a seed in the darkness is sometimes where the biggest manifestations are created. Think about that. A seed has to go through the darkness to be able to even experience the light. Just like us. Think about humans. Humans were literally inside of a cave for 9 months until we were able to see the abundance of light. So isn't that interesting how that works? The law of polarity, right? We need one side to even be able to have the other. So if it seems like life might be a little bit dark right now, even for myself, I'm growing through life just like you. Remember, there's always a polar opposite, right? However dark something is, that is the potential for how light it can actually get, right? So this is huge. This is a real big aha moment, even for me getting into this morning. So I told you I have 3 stories for today, right? That's story number 1. Here's story number 2. It's a really good one. All 3 of these stories are honestly gems. Here's number 2. I want you guys to think about obstacles, okay? For me, I'm Jewish. Do I have anybody that's Jewish on the call? Anybody that can relate? So check this out. I'm actually half and half, right? My father's side is Jewish. My mother's side was Christian, so I celebrated both when I was younger. It was actually kind of cool. I had Christmas and I had Hanukkah, so I got to learn both sides. But it was interesting, right? I got to study things like the concentration camps, Auschwitz, right? I learned a lot about what happened during those times. And I believe all of us, just like anybody in history, we can use history to be able to go ahead and be able to handle situations in the present today. So watch this. Watch how interesting this is. You ready? They said, Zion in the building. What's going on, King? Watch this. Obstacles. You're dealing with obstacles in life. I want you to take whatever obstacle you're feeling right now and picture this. Somebody in a concentration camp. Viktor Frankl wrote this. He said, we who lived in the concentration camp can remember the men who walked through the huts, comforting others, giving away their last piece of bread. He said, there may have been few in number, but they offer sufficient proof that everything can be taken from a man but one thing. That last thing is his freedom to be able to choose an attitude at any given circumstance, to be able to choose his own way. So think about that. While people are being tortured, while people are literally going through living hell, he's still able to give. He's still able to make somebody else smile. He's still able to go ahead and be of service. I read this morning and gave me a ton of perspective, had me thinking. And here's the last piece, the last story that I want to give you guys coming into maybe some obstacles that you might be dealing with. You ready? Here's some perspective for today. Consider this. This is a great piece to end it off. I'm going to give you guys like 10 bullet points right in a row to really allow you to see things from 10 different individuals' perspectives. Number 1, you ready? An expert said of Vince Lombardi, he possesses minimal football knowledge. He lacks motivation. Socrates was called an immortal corrupter of the youth. Peter J. Daniel. When a man by Peter J. Daniel was in 4th grade, they said his teacher, Mrs. Phillips, she constantly said, Daniel, you're no good. You're a bad apple. You're never going to amount to anything. Peter was totally illiterate until he was 26. A friend stayed up with him all night and read him a copy of Think and Grow Rich. Now he owns the street corners that he used to fight on, and he actually just published one of his latest books, Mrs. Phillips, you were wrong. Think about that. Have you guys, drop a 5 down below if you guys have ever had somebody doubt you in your life? If you guys have ever had somebody that doesn't believe you can achieve greatness, and you went on to do it anyway, not to prove them wrong, but to go ahead and prove ourselves right. Right. So I love it. Couple different more bullet points to really put things in perspective. Check this out. You ready? It's actually great. Beethoven. You guys know Beethoven, famous musician. Here's what happened with Beethoven. They said Beethoven handled the violin awkwardly. And often, instead of playing the preferred compositions that his teacher wanted him to play, he was always playing what was in his head. And he always got in trouble, and his teacher called him hopeless as a composer, that he'd never amount doing anything serious in music. The parents of a famous opera singer, Enrico Caruso, wanted him to be an engineer. His teacher said that he had no voice at all and he could not sing. If you guys don't know who Enrico Caruso is, go ahead and check out his amazing success and his story, right? Another one, Walt Disney. Walt Disney, believe it or not, was actually fired from a newspaper editor for a lack of ideas, they said. He wasn't creative enough. He didn't have a big enough imagination. Walt Disney. And he actually went bankrupt, not once, not twice, multiple times before he actually ever created what we know today as Disneyland. Isn't that wild? Think about that. How many times he could have quit, how many times he could have just crawled in the ball and just let everything go that he's worked on for years, but he was able to go ahead and fail, get up, fail, get up, fail, deal with life, get crushed, get everything broken, get up, and end up creating one of the biggest success stories ever created in the history of life. Just goes to show Eric Thomas' video, right? Fall down 7 times, be able to get back up 8. This is huge. Even me reading this right now, I needed these. I got 5 more for you. Check this out. Louis Pasteur was only a mediocre pupil in undergraduate studies and ranked 15th out of 22 in chemistry, one of the greatest chemists that ever existed. Isaac Newton, the individual who created Newton's law, did very poorly in grade school. In fact, he barely even got through high school. The sculptor Rodin's father said, "I have an idiot for a son," described as the worst pupil in school. Rodin failed 3 times, but he ended up creating some of the greatest statues that have ever been built. Last but not least, Leo Tolstoy, the author of War and Peace, flunked out of college, and he was described as both unable and unwilling to learn. Right? KFC, those guys that have ever ate chicken, KFC wasn't created until he was over 60 years old. J.K. Rowling, she didn't write Harry Potter until she was 52. So many amazing stories that we can go back and look at and put life into perspective to see. It might be hard. It might be tough right now, but I can promise every one of us, this is leading us into who it is that we are destined to become. So fam, I love you guys. If you got any value from these stories, drop some 3s down below. Smash that like button and let me know who's ready to go ahead and step into that fertile seed that is optimistic, that has faith, that knows there's a bright future, that knows we have abundant things to go ahead and blossom and continue to go ahead and create. Absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. I love you, fam. Have a great day. Anything you need, I'm here for you. It's Friday. Let's take the weekend to go ahead and continuously grow, recharge, get out in some nature, get a workout in, and spend some time with our Creator and get ready to go ahead and continue to eat 1% every day. Remember, fam, we can be, do, and have anything we can hold in our mind. We can hold it right here in our hands. Have a great day. Anything you need, I'm telling you, I'm here for you every step of the way. Reach out and let's go out and turn these dreams into reality. It's game time, fam. Let's grow.